Hello and welcome. My name is Ben, and today we're going to be talking about strongman. So, it's taken a while, but finally they have released the official, or what I'm hoping is the official groups for the World's Strongest Man competition. There are 5 groups, and I'm going to run through each of them and tell you who I think is going to be qualifying for the World's Strongest Man Final 2020. And then, despite not knowing, I will then do a grand overall prediction to see who will be victorious in achieving a World's Strongest Man title like no other. Because let's be real, this year is different. Very different. So here we have it, the official groups. And in Group 1 we have Luke Richardson, Robert Oberst, Gabriel Penna, Paro Dwyer and Jerry Pritchett. A strong group. And again, I'll say this before we even get into any of the groups. Despite having so many dropouts, so many injuries, the whole corona situation, which we've heard enough about, the field is so strong still. So regardless of whether you've heard these names or not, I can guarantee you 100% that they are extremely strong and dangerous in certain events. Just because they might not be as well-rounded as the top guys like Thor, Brian, Martins, Mateus. Just because they're not as well-rounded doesn't mean that they couldn't beat those guys on specific individual events like farmer's walk or log press or this and that and this. So they're all dangerous, and you've got to keep that in mind. You've got to keep that in mind. And that can really mess up a group as well. So group number 1. Again, I've got to go with one of my personal favourite up-and-coming Brits, Luke Richardson, to win this group. Again, the guy, you just can't not like him. He's just improved massively. He gets better so quickly. He's a static monster. His deadlift is insane. His squat is insane. His pressing is insane. And that's his weakest part, is his pressing. And he's still insane at it. He's hard to really go against just because you can see he's so passionate about it. And he's just absolutely laser focused. And regardless of what happens, I know he's going to give it his absolute everything. And he's a very dangerous man. Someone to watch in the final. Honestly, he could take it this year. He could. He could absolutely take it. And then, to also qualify, I'm going to put Robert Oberst in there. Again, he's been on the circuit for a long, long time. His results are here and there, but he's still insanely strong. 6'6", 6'7", monster. On his day, he can have anyone again. So I'm going to have him qualifying. Group number 2, Adam Bishop, Evan Singleton, Mikhail Shivleyakov, Kevin Fairs, Mark Felix. Let's just take a moment, because that, again, crazy group. Crazy, crazy, crazy. I will have no one say otherwise. Adam Bishop, again, such an incredible strongman. Mikhail Shivleyakov, veteran. Evan Singleton, monster again. Kevin Fairs, insane grip. Mark Felix, insane grip. 2 grip monsters in that group. Absolute monsters. So if there's anything to do with grip, some of the more favoured guys will be in trouble, for sure. Again, because another guy that just never gives up, Mikhail Shivleyakov, I think he's going through. Personally, in that group. I love him. He's incredibly humble. He puts some incredible performances together. Gets injured a lot. So it'll be interesting to see whether he can stay injury-free. And if he does stay injury-free, what that means for the rest of the competition. I really want Adam Bishop to go through. I'm unsure. It's just hard to say with certainty that someone's going through. It's actually easier to predict probably who will win the final than to actually be correct in predicting who will go through in these groups. It is weird, but yeah, I actually feel more comfortable giving my top 3 finalists, who are going to get first, second and third overall in the entire competition, than me giving you the qualifiers in each group. So if I get these right, then the finalists are almost certain to be right. So again, I'm going to speed through it again. Group 3. So I had Adam Bishop and Mikhail Shivleyakov through in Group 2. Group 3, Tom Stoltman, Alexey Novikov, Trey Mitchell III, Gavin Bilton and Maxime Boudreau. Hard to go against my guy Tom Stoltman. Again, it's nice to see how many Brits are in this year. Again, it's one of those things where I think when a couple of guys start doing well, kind of the whole country rallies behind them, and we've just had this burst of absolutely amazing strongmen from the UK. And you just got to give them a round of applause, because they're up there competing with the rest of the world, putting together some incredible performances. So well done everyone from the UK, all you British strongmen, killing the game. I'm going to put through Tom Stoltman, the stone lifting machine. It's hard to find an area of weakness for Tom Stoltman now. He is really getting strong in all the events, and that is a great sign for the future. Alexey Novikov, he has times where he's absolutely insane, almost unbeatable, especially at moving events. And then other times, I guess it's when he's injured, that he doesn't really put up the performances we expect. And he's still young, and we kind of expect him to be an incredible force, which puts a lot of pressure on his shoulders, quite frankly. But yeah, I mean, the incredible stone lifter Trey Mitchell III, Gavin Bilton, a bit of an unknown. Maxime Boudreau, we've seen him. He was an unknown, and then in Santa Monica, he kind of blew everyone out the water with some of the moving events and stuff like that. So it's hard to call. But, again, pinch myself, answers Tom Stoltman and Alexey Novikov. And that is really, really controversial. As you all know, last year, Trey Mitchell actually beat out Novikov in the stones after an incredible run. They were going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. It was like a bloody marathon. A marathon of stones. Killed them both off. Which, I'm not a big fan of the stone event. Won't go into that. But I'm going to put Novikov through this time. So, Stoltman, Novikov, Group 3. And straight on to Group 4. JF Caron, Graham Hicks, Urban Toots. I thought Ingolfsson. Don't know if that was right. And Bobby Thompson. Another good group again. JF Caron is a Mr. Consistent, up there all the time, well-rounded again, super strong guy, have to put him through. Graham Hicks, static monster, don't mess with him. Could have the powerlifting world record if he wanted it. And that's crazy to say, someone who could just take the powerlifting world record with a bit more commitment to it, he could easily do that. But he's back in the strongman game, which is great to see. Will I put him through? I don't know. The thing is, I'm not too sure about Irvin Toots and I thought Ingolfsson. Bobby Thompson, I know, is a good static guy. I don't know if he's that good at moving. We'll find out. This could definitely be an upset in this group. It really depends about the stones with that, because I think JF will win the group. So just because of stones, I'm actually going to put Graham Hicks through. I don't know why. He's a very good stone lifter. I'm not too sure about the other guy's stoning ability. So I'm going to go Graham Hicks. And finally, Group 5, Brian Shaw, Luke Stoltman, Terry Hollands, Nick Bess, and Ivars Smokestalis. Yep, that's right. Hard to argue against Brian Shaw. I think he has good events for this, being the dumbbell and the deadlift. And then obviously he's a stone monster. So even if he was in the stone off, I think he'd probably take that. It's actually quite open. Normally I'd fancy Luke Stoltman as the second guy through on this, but I'm not so sure. Could be anyone. Terry, obviously big veteran. Nick, a big veteran. Smokestalis, not sure. Could be very good. I'm just going to go out there. I'm going to give it to Luke. I know I've put a lot of the Brits through on the stones. Did happen last year though. A lot of the Brits went through in the stone off. We could see a repeat this year, but will be very interesting to find out. A lot of these stone-offs, I know I'm not a big fan, but they are quite interesting when trying to predict who's going to go through or not. Yeah, so those are the groups all done. Who I think will take home the title of World's Strongest Man 2020. Injuries aside, hoping no one gets injured, hoping the conditions are completely perfect, hoping no upsets, nothing like that. I am going to say the winner of the World's Strongest Man 2020 will be Brian Shaw. 5 times World's Strongest Man, Brian Shaw. I think this is his year. He's going to want it. He knows it himself that this is his year to really capitalise on not having some of the bigger names there. I think that's going to make him really hungry for it. He's going to be laser focused. And I'm going to put him down as World's Strongest Man 2020 for his 5th title, which will be extremely iconic. Again, it's making it exciting. So top 3, Brian Shaw number 1. Number 2, I'm going to have Tom Stoltman. Yes, the improvement to 2nd. Tom Stoltman, definitely one to watch. Definitely going to be in the mix. 2nd place I've got him down as. Absolute monster. Just on the rise. Going to be very hard to beat. 3rd place. Now, obviously, who knows, but I'm going to put it down. I'm going to say Luke Richardson. Luke Richardson, because I'm very confident he's going to qualify his group. And he is just an unknown force. He just gets better and better, almost on a weekly basis. He almost has no weaknesses already. Static monster. He's probably putting up bigger deadlifts and squats than any of the other guys at the moment. Yeah, just crazy. Absolutely crazy. So young. So much potential. Definitely a future World's Strongest Man. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. Hopefully you all enjoyed that. Don't go crazy at me because these are just predictions. And again, this year is so hard to predict. So anyone who even gets close has done very well. Yeah, and it's going to be an interesting one to watch. Good luck to everyone out there who's competing. Just try and do your best to cope with the conditions. You've all done amazing. You've passed the corona, that's stage 1. And hopefully you've all enjoyed. It's going to be an exciting one. World's Strongest Man 2020. Thank you very much for watching. And I'll see you in the next video. Take care.